Howdy ho, neighbors. Nintenjoel here once again, and it finally happened. I recorded an episode that I totally forgot that I recorded. Sometimes I record like 4 episodes in one day, and I have a lot of stuff on my desktop, and I put it all in a big folder, and I just kind of shove it away, and then I go through it later on and edit all my stuff. Well, when I don't label things properly, that's exactly how things like this happen. So I actually recorded this pickup once before, but there's a couple things that I didn't really mention, and I always feel like I could kind of do a better job anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and re-record it. But it's pretty funny that that did happen. It is actually the cause for a small anomaly in one of my videos that nobody caught, and that was that I said in my accessories video that I had shown my Capcom arcade stick in a pickup video, and I had not yet, because that pickup video was actually lost, and I totally forgot about it. So, here it is, in its glorious reform. This should have been pickup number 14, I believe, but instead it's number 16. So, I'm just going to get started. Glad I found it, because it reminded me. I was going through the games for this, I have a list, and I'm like, this is what I got, and I go through the list, and I pick out my games out of my collection, and I put them aside for the pickup video, and I was going through, and I was just like, man, I swear, I've talked about these before, and it just kept bothering me, and sure enough, went through some old folders, and there was an old recorded video of this. So anyways, funny story, but here's the re-recorded version. First pickup I got was just from a game store. I had some credit. I always have credit at this game store. They give really good trade-ins for like N64 games and like Nintendo games and Super Nintendo games if they're just even decent titles. Anyways, I just got this because it was a Final Fantasy game. I literally know nothing about it. Somebody let me know. It doesn't look like it's anything very great, but yeah, it's a Final Fantasy on Wii, and it was like $5 complete in box, so figured I should just pick that up. Like I said, I already had trade there. Another thing I got from the same game store is Gauntlet Legends for PS1. Now, this game I have played. I like Gauntlet Legends quite a bit. In fact, I like Gauntlet games quite a bit. I've mentioned this before. Very good franchise. Gauntlet Legends, very, very fun. Not too hard to find, but it was nice finding it complete in box. The manual's a little dinged up on the back. Somebody had closed the CD case, and the paper was halfway stuck between the tabs, and so the tabs part ripped out. I hate when that happens. So irritating. I'm super careful when I close my CDs. Okay, so next thing I've got for you is a trade. This was with my buddy Jake, who has done many trades with me. He watches my YouTube videos, and he's just a really cool guy to talk to. Howdy, Jake. And we traded a few things, and it's been so long I don't really remember what I traded with him, but he threw in a free copy of Mortal Kombat Gold. Pretty cool. And this is all Dreamcast stuff, these first few. Slave Zero, which looks pretty cool, kind of like a mech game of some kind, maybe. And yeah, I've never played this even for a minute. Honestly, Dreamcast is one of my least played systems, just because I never had one before. I just picked up my Dreamcast a few months ago, and I've really plugged it in because I'm in the middle of so many games right now. But rest assured, Dreamcast is one of the games I'm going to be playing. The Dreamcast is one of the consoles I'm going to be playing a little bit of this year for a couple games, and one of those games is this one, Maken X for Dreamcast. This is an Atlas game, so it definitely immediately caught my eye, and it's some kind of like beat-em-up brawler, but maybe like a dungeon crawler type thing. I'm thinking more of a dungeon crawler. You have a big giant sword, and yeah, it looks really cool. Pretty stoked about that. The whole reason I did the trade, though, was for this game. Evolution, complete in box. It's like brand new. All these were brand new, almost except for the Mortal Kombat game. But this is an RPG for Sega Dreamcast, and I've never played an RPG for Sega Dreamcast. There's definitely a few on my list, like Skies of Arcadia, and Grandia 2, and a few others, but Evolution's one that I definitely needed and very happy to get, so yes. Last thing I got from Jake was Gargoyle's Quest for Game Boy. This is an important release for me. It's not very hard to get or anything. It's not even very expensive. It's a fantastic game, but it was the last game I needed for my little Gargoyle's Quest trilogy. The trilogy is Gargoyle's Quest 1, Gargoyle's Quest 2 for Nintendo, and Demon's Crest for Super Nintendo. I now have all 3. amazing kind of darker platformers, a little bit like Dracula, a little bit like Castlevania, just in the way the graphics are, and your enemies are all ghouls and ghosts and things like that. Spin-off series from the Ghost and Goblin series, in case you did not know that. Okay, so I had another trade, and this one was just online, and hell if I can remember what the hell I traded it for. This is Devil Summoner, Shin Megami Tensei. I love Shin Megami Tensei games, another Atlas title, and this is one I have not played yet. I still need the second part, I'll get that eventually, but I need to play this first, and what's cool is I got this sealed, so yeah, I'm going to keep it sealed until I play it, and yes, I am one of those people that unseals games because my games are meant to be played, so hate on that. So, random game store pickup, cheapo, Wing Commander. I didn't show this with the other ones because it was a different game store, but it's in really good condition, so yeah. I've never actually played a minute of Wing Commander. The label was in perfect condition. It was a cheap price. Like I said, I had credit, so yeah, Wing Commander. Okay, next was a trade. God, I'm horrible with names. I really am. I should have done my research before I did these videos. But I actually go through my Facebook and delete old messages because otherwise I get clogged with trades and just random conversations of people offering me things and me offering them something and half the time saying, nah, that's okay. And yeah, so I actually actively delete messages in Facebook constantly. So I cannot remember some of these people's names. The girl that traded me this was really, really nice, but I can't remember her name. Damn it, I'm sorry. Thank you very much, though. I really appreciate it. I will put a little comment in the box if I find your name or remember your name. Next trade was 3 Super Nintendo games. No, I don't remember what I traded for them. It's just been too long. Always behind on my pickup videos. Liberty or Death, Super Nintendo. Now, this is a tactical game, like, it's a KOEI game. I guess I don't really need to explain it much more than that. It's just a tactics game, but it has to do with America and the colonization of America, and you trying to get out from the damn British's grasp. So yeah, interesting game. Not really too into those games, but it was one that I needed and one I'm going to try out eventually. Lord of the Rings. J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, to be specific. Volume 1, to be even more specific. Yeah, actually a pretty cool looking game. Seems to get a lot of shit, but it looks actually pretty cool. I'll try it out for sure. Never played it before. I have played this game quite a bit. In fact, I beat this game, Wanderers from Ys 3. Now, Wanderers from Ys 3, I have not played on Super Nintendo. I just got it. But I have definitely played it on Sega Genesis, and I mentioned it in Games Nintenjoel Has Destroyed, one of the episodes of that. Side-scrolling RPG, kind of like Legend of Zelda 2 or Faxanadu for Nintendo. And pretty cool, pretty hard in some points, and you definitely have to grind in the beginning. It is a grind fest in the beginning, but after you get through probably a good hour of grinding, you can get on with the damn game and actually go on to beating some little bosses and getting new armor and equipment. And you don't have magic points, you have ring points, or ring power, or something like that. It's RP. And when you put on these rings, you gain kind of magical abilities, and you can switch through the rings. It's pretty cool, actually. Last boss is nearly impossible. Now, again, keep in mind, I am talking about Sega Genesis version. I don't know if the difficulty has changed much through the releases or what, but the Sega Genesis version, the last boss, the last 2 bosses, which you must fight in a row, are just bitches. They're such bitches. Kick their asses, though, eventually, and now I want to beat it on Super Nintendo. So, I have a pretty big pickup for you guys. Pretty darn big pickup for you guys, and this is one of the reasons I'm redoing this video, is because this wasn't included, but I'm so behind on pickup videos that I'm making my pickup videos more stacked with even more stuff, because I need to get through it. So, yeah, this was not talked about yet, and I actually got this like 2 months ago, I think. Now, this may not tell you everything about it, but it may tell you that it's damn special. This is something I've wanted for a very long time, and the case was a surprise. This is, as far as I can tell, this is like a rental case that came with these consoles. I remember back in the day, Nintendo, when I would, well, I didn't personally rent Nintendos, but my friends rented Nintendos from Video World in Pacifica, California, and they'd come in these rental cases. And some systems did that, and they did this for a very long time, I guess, until rental stores stopped existing. But this one's pretty cool because it doesn't have a Nintendo in it, and it doesn't have a Sega Genesis in it. It doesn't really have anything that most people would very much expect, but what it does have is something that you might have even seen on my shelf. It's been kind of sitting in the corner, but yes, I have a Sega Master System. It's got the instructions still in the plastic. It's been opened, but they don't look like they've even really been thumbed through very much. But yeah, Sega Master System. I'm really excited about this for a couple reasons. First of all, I've been wanting to play one for years. Second of all, one of my viewers has asked a couple times, I talk to him once in a while, and one of my viewers has actually asked a couple times for me to just talk about my gaming history, how I got into gaming, and I may eventually do a full episode for that, but what I will say is that the first console that I truly remember playing, oddly enough, was the Sega Master System. It wasn't a Nintendo system, and I'm pretty sure I played some Atari stuff before, but I don't really have any memories of it. I was a pretty young kid, I think, when my parents had an Atari. I'm pretty sure they had an Atari. I seem to have very vague memories of it. But the first game I truly remember playing is Quartet for Sega Master System, which is just a little platforming adventure game where you are a girl and you can shoot. I think you can switch between the guy and the girl. I'm not really sure. I haven't played it since I was really, really little. That is one of my goals. I need that game so bad. That is one of my missing pieces of history. If anybody that watches my channel has a copy of that game, I will trade you something good for it. Especially if it's complete in box, but even if it's a card only, Quartet for Sega Master System is not a very expensive game at all. It's actually pretty darn cheap, and it's not even the greatest game at all. It's just something I need for nostalgia's sake. Anyways, this Sega Master System was in such good condition that there was a piece of plastic right across this that had never been peeled off, a protective piece of plastic. The plastic was kind of screwed up, but I peeled it off and it was like almost brand new. I mean, my fingerprints on it are, yeah, as dirty as that gets. This thing was in mint condition. Well, near mint. So it came with the instructions. Came with 2 controllers in excellent condition. Here's the light phaser for the Master System, which, in my opinion, is just so much cooler looking than the Nintendo Zapper. Blasphemy, but yeah, it's so true. And an assortment of hookups and cables, and it's really funny that a couple of these things, like this little adapter and this little adapter, they're still wrapped in the plastic. They've never been taken out. They still have the original staples. Yeah, pretty incredible find. It works perfectly, and it did come with some games. I need to get through this freaking pickup, man. I'm going too long. Alright, so here. First off, we'll start with Ghost House. And if you don't know much about the Sega Master System, they had cartridge games. They also had the coolest thing in the world, just like the TurboGrafx. They had card games. And these cards just slipped right in here. And there you go. So really, really freaking cool. Love that. So I actually have one of the card games too. And then I got Rescue Mission, which is pretty cool. It's this is actually a phaser game. It's pretty darn cool too. You go around, you shoot. You're on this track, and you go around shooting guys and rescuing your people, and it's really neat. Hard to describe, but really fun actually. The phaser worked really good on my TV. Ghostbusters. This game is really hard to figure out what the hell to do. That's what I have to say about this game. This game is really hard to just figure out what the hell you were supposed to do. It's odd, and I can't really say much about it. I haven't really figured it out at all. And this one I did not get with this set. Oh, by the way, these 3 games and the Sega Master System case and everything was $50, if I remember correctly. No, $60. So pretty good deal if I do say so myself. All 3 of these games are complete in box, and just the rental case is crazy. This I did not pick up with that set. I picked this up at the same game store that I picked up Final Fantasy Crystal Bearers and Gauntlet Legends. But yeah, Fantasy Zone The Maze. I actually picked this up thinking it was the original Fantasy Zone, but it's not. It's a totally different game. It's kind of like Pac-Man meets Fantasy Zone, but looks pretty cool. Have not tried it out yet. Very happy that I have all that stuff. Hell yeah, Sega Master System, Sega love. Thumbs up if you love Sega. Thumbs up if you like any freaking console. I love all consoles. They all kick ass. So, I have one more item for you guys. I always save the best for last, and my last item is, bam, Metal Warriors. What do you think about that? Yeah, it's been quite a time picking up rare games on the Facebook groups. You have to be a little careful. You really have to be careful. Like I said, I actually got ripped off on one game. It wasn't too expensive of a game, but I'm pretty careful when it comes to these kind of deals, and I really want to thank Scott. Scott is the one that actually hooked me up with Metal Warriors, and really easy trade. I traded him a bunch of GameCube stuff and a bunch of boxed Pokemons for DS, if I remember correctly. I kind of over-traded him a little bit to get this game. It's not in perfect condition. There's a little bit of dings and a little bit of fading just here on the top. And yeah, but it plays perfectly, and if you've never played Metal Warriors, holy crap. So fun, really good platforming game. If you have played Cybernator, the much cheaper, very close game to Metal Warriors, you might understand what this game's all about. You're a big mech, and you can shoot. What's really cool is you shoot in an arc, and you control where your shots go, and you have a jetpack, and you can hover in midair and fly, and your little dude can climb out of his mech and shoot other little dudes and go into places that the big mech can't go, and then you can just climb back in your mech. It's freaking amazing. It's a really good game. If you haven't played Metal Warriors, I know it's really expensive. It's a really hard game to get, but you can always try the dreaded emulation. That's how I first tried it. It's a really good game. It's worth it in my opinion, but I traded all double stuff. It's nothing I paid a ton for. It was a bit of money that I had spent on that stuff, but nothing huge. Probably altogether, Metal Warriors probably cost me like 90 bucks, I'd say, but that's like probably half price, so that's all I have for you guys. Very proud of this pickup. It's not this pickup, many little pickups, but yeah, this pickup video, this little lost pickup video was really cool to do over again. Really neat to pull out the Sega Master System and show it to you guys. I can't believe what condition it was in, and getting one of the card games with it complete in box is really cool. I didn't even talk about it. Ghost House is just a little platforming game where you're like a vampire kid or something like that, and you go through the house trying to collect stuff. I don't really remember, but yeah, I'm going to start playing this a lot more. And I actually have some Sega Master System games on the way, so yes, more of that goodness. So this was a very Sega heavy episode. We have the Dreamcast stuff and the Master System stuff. Yeah, pretty cool. And yeah, if you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. I always appreciate that. And if you want to see more videos by me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's red and it says subscribe. And yeah, then it'll come up in your feed when I make a new video, and then you can instantly watch it and give me more thumbs up. But most importantly, please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video. Is there anything that you'd like to see me do, or any suggestions for episodes? I'm going to be working on another collaboration video here fairly soon. But yeah, if there's any suggestions or like episodes you want to see me do, please leave a comment. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you very much for watching, and keep rocking the retro game.